Video cameras hanging on homes along Evans Mill Road were the only witnesses when a woman pulled her car over back on July 25th. A pair of headlights in the distance carried a gunman closer to her. Seconds later, someone unloaded on her. We obtained this video from a law enforcement source. Even in nearly 24 gunshots, police say the shooter didn't hit anyone or anything. Last week, Pageland police charged Devonta Robinson with first-degree assault and battery and aggravated breach of peace from that shooting. Investigators say the victim recognized the car as Robinson's, and after the shooting, she Snapchatted him to ask why he shot at her. Police say Robinson snapped her back, "Don't go to no police saying my effing name." Police then charged Robinson with witness intimidation in firing 20 rounds at the woman and locked him up. Our sources also confirmed the court-ordered GPS ankle monitor Robinson was wearing showed he was right there on scene. You might remember Robinson by his street name, Squirrel, and his secret recording of the county sheriff in our cop-out investigation from more than a year ago. In February 2024, Chesterfield County Sheriff Cambo Streater found himself in an interview room with a pair of SLED agents, caught in the middle of a criminal investigation into whether he tried to protect Squirrel from state prosecutors.
I know you're aware that there was a recording that was dropped off at our office, and we opened up a case, and we just want to talk to you about it.
1 month earlier,
The Squirrel, I'm gonna do my best to get these charges go away. I think that this.
the sheriff went to Squirrel's home near Pageland. The Attorney General's office had multiple pending charges against him when the sheriff came over: attempted murders, armed robbery, accessory to felonies, a felony weapons charge, just to name a few.
Let me do the talking right now. Let me do the talking.
And the sheriff did talk for a solid hour as Squirrel's father, Chucky Robinson, secretly recorded it all.
I told him, I said, I'm gonna go out and
that's what I'm saying. That's why.
Because there's nothing in the file. Nobody has Squirrel's version of what happened.
Squirrel was out of jail on bond wearing a court-ordered GPS ankle monitor, charged with trying to rob and kill 2 men back in 2020. The sheriff disclosed details of his office's investigative case file to Squirrel and his family, a file the sheriff's own investigators, Wayne Jordan and Angel Tubbs, each with decades of experience, put together in the prosecution of Squirrel, an investigation the sheriff on the recording ripped apart right in front of the man the state is working to convict.
Like I told Wayne, they screwed up on this case. Well, I don't know what him and Angel were thinking.
I don't know what I haven't looked at yet.
Hey, that's it.
I got the case jacket.
That's it.
And there's no video in it. There's no nothing but. It's about that's it.
That's it.
No medical. No.
And I told him, I asked him.
You recording now, you ready?
But the sheriff was wrong. There was video. In fact, one of the sheriff's lead investigators went to a Charlotte hospital to interview Tariq Adams, a victim in the case, and recorded it. This video is right out of the sheriff's own case file. So there were no corners cut and nothing half done?
Absolutely not.
Angel Tubbs, the sheriff's other veteran investigator, told me the sheriff's claims she and her unit failed to collect evidence at that shooting along Coon Creek Road and document that in the case file is absolutely not true. If there's a criticism because someone opens a case file now and they do not see ballistic evidence in there, was that because you guys didn't collect it and didn't send it off to SLED to be processed?
Oh no, we definitely collected it and we definitely sent it off. It just the results have not come back. We collected 2 firearms, numerous shell casings, and we sent all that to SLED.
Along with getting Squirrel's charges dropped, the sheriff told Squirrel and his parents he was also going to help them get rid of that ankle monitor.
I'll tell you, that thing right there.
Yeah, it's safe.
Yeah.
That's what I treat.
But we need to get it off.
Yeah.
We need to get off of it. I I know y'all, we need to get off of it.
The sheriff left the Robinsons' home on January 12, 2024, just 2 days earlier.
A bail bondsman is demanding answers tonight after a Chesterfield County judge set a $20,000 bond on a man accused of molesting an 11-year-old girl.
We aired our Unheard investigation. That report highlighted multiple failures by the sheriff's office in a child sex assault investigation, where no one showed up to a bond hearing for the 11-year-old girl who investigators say Snapchatted images of a 56-year-old family member sexually assaulting her. A judge later set a $20,000 bond on Belisario Morales Mazariegos, who turned out to be an illegal alien, something the judge did not know when he set bond, because the sheriff's office never checked that out.
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
nobody ever could flip over there.
No.
The sheriff was sitting in Squirrel's living room 2 days after our Unheard report aired. When the sheriff left Squirrel's home at exactly 6:49 p.m., he posted this press release to his office's official Facebook page. The sheriff listed 10 points, attempting to discredit our Unheard report. The local newspaper, The Link, also published it without verifying the accuracy of the release with any of the people the sheriff named in it, including us. SLED immediately opened a criminal investigation into the audio recording, and the sheriff was one of SLED's first interviews.
When you first came in there, you said that you were gonna release a press release, and Chucky asked you why they were blaming you. Do you know what that press release was?
Yeah, that was called.
SLED's public records attorney redacted the next 4 minutes of audio from the sheriff's answer. SLED questioned Streater about his motives for going to the Robinson home. One possible motivation, the sheriff went to protect himself in an attempt to repair political damage from our news investigation.
I can tell you, Jody, that because of this case, and you bring it to our attention, you bring to my attention some things, obviously some shortcomings that we had here. I'm gonna look into it and make sure it doesn't happen again.
By currying favor with Chucky Robinson, a politically active man in an area of the county key to Chesterfield County elections.
This may cost me, hey, look here, this may cost me votes, but I don't care about votes, because this is the right thing to do, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I will get this clear on it.
Votes, politics, and our report were clearly on the sheriff's mind in that secret Robinson family meeting.
I don't need Judge Mark. Judge Mark called me, want something going on up here, want some information. I ain't talking to Judge Mark.
Yeah.
He can't be honest, I ain't talking to him. I sat back here for a week now and let them take shots at me. And I just let them bounce off. The truth is gonna come out tonight.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah, sometimes
Jody
you have
Barton-
to sit back.
Jody Barton, pardon my French, Jody Barton kissed my ass.
When Jody released that release about the handling of the CSC with the minor case, what, if anything, did that do for you politically? Did that hurt you politically? I mean, what
Well, it
was
has
the
to.
temperature in the
I mean,
in
it had
the county?
to. Well, anytime anything negative is put out about the way you're handling the case, you know, you get a lot of, I guess you gauge that by social media. Well, I don't run the sheriff's office on social media. That's the only thing I put out about that. And I have not. You go back and look at our post. That's the only time I mentioned any names or anything. And that was in response to what they said. I mean, that was a back at you. I'll admit that.
Yeah.
That was calculated. I don't deny that. Yeah, it hurt me. It hurt me politically.
What was the purpose of the meeting?
Well, we'll let Chucky know what I found out looking at the case, which was not a whole lot. The main thing I did not know, and it goes back to the case file, is I wanted to know if anybody from the sheriff's office had attempted to take a statement from Squirrel.
The sheriff's investigators did try to interview Squirrel in 2020. He was hit multiple times in the shooting and was unable to talk to investigators in the weeks after it happened. When he recovered, investigators say he lawyered up. The Robinsons hired attorney Gerald Malloy. Investigators say Malloy and the Robinsons never allowed them to interview Squirrel. What made you record the call with the sheriff?
For my record.
SLED called Chucky Robinson in for an interview, too.
Why did you record it?
Because my lawyer couldn't be there. But that's really why I recorded it, because I didn't have an attorney there. I wasn't recording it to try to set him up on anything. It's just I needed to have my proof in case something happened.
Did anyone tell you to record it?
No.
Chucky admitted to SLED he had a relationship with the sheriff before that meeting. It was, as it's known on the streets, a snitch-type relationship.
I would speak to him. Maybe if something going on, like a case or whatever, I would try to call him in and fill him in on stuff like that. Cause everything happened, I'm gonna know up there in Pageland. I'm gonna know about it. You know what I mean? So I would fill him in on stuff like that.
So you would give him information about
Right.
other instances?
Right. Yeah.
How?
And I did that with all of them. You know what I mean? With all the sheriffs, I would let them know, or the investigator or somebody. 'Cause, I mean, I didn't want the crap on the street around me either. You know what I mean? So if somebody doing something wrong, I would just let them know if I see it.
Coming up,
What effect could this recording have on those charges?
It could have a devastating effect.
and the state considers prosecuting Chesterfield County's top lawman.
I was trying to help somebody. Should I have done it like I've done it? No, it was stupid. But as stupid it was against the law, we didn't let enough jail.
When Cop Out continues after this.
Chesterfield County 911, do you need police, fire, medical?
I need police now. Me and my husband, we were sleeping, and he has a 5-year-old daughter here too, but we woke up by gunshots. We've seen that there's gunshots in the house. There's bullet holes in the house.
In the house?
Yeah, there's on the walls and stuff, there's bullet holes. Somebody shot at the house, I guess.
Exactly 28 days after Sheriff Cambo Streater was secretly recorded giving details of a case file to an accused attempted murderer.
India 5, I got showcases in the roadway back here. I don't have them back up so I can mark it all for us.
Deputies were investigating a drive-by at this home on Central Place Lane in Pageland.
Okay, has anybody hurt you, your husband, and your daughter okay?
No, we're okay. We're just really scared. We were here by ourselves. We're hiding in the bathroom right now.
Noah Avila, his wife,
Are you okay, baby? I know.
and their 5-year-old child were inside. Chesterfield County deputies never made an arrest in that case, even though the sheriff told state investigators he had the probable cause to charge someone the sheriff was pretty familiar with.
Central Place. This is where that last drive-by was.
That's Noah's house?
Yeah. That's why we think Noah was a potential victim of this last drive-by 3-4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That
Good time.
Because he was involved in that.
Squirrel's GPS puts him in the neighborhood.
We filed an open records request for those Squirrel GPS records, but the sheriff's office would not turn them over to us.
Squirrel's done a lot of stuff. He's done a lot of stuff we don't know about. He's done some stuff that we think that we know about, but we can't prove. And, you know, I just, I stand firm in this case. Somebody needs to look at this case. I've always said that.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't protecting Squirrel on anything else.
Are you protecting him now?
Absolutely not. We supposed to get warrants on him on the last drive-by.
Okay.
But now, 18 months after that drive-by, even with the sheriff's claims he was close to getting warrants to charge Squirrel in it, no one, including Squirrel, was ever charged.
This is a prepaid call from an inmate at the Chesterfield County Jail.
Hello?
Hey, Noah?
Yeah, this is Noah.
Avila was in the county jail facing his own attempted murder charge in a separate case.
Whatever happened after you and I last talked about that case you were listed as the victim in, that drive-by?
You're talking about when my house was shot?
Yeah.
Nothing, actually. As far as I know, nothing has happened in the case, in our case, me and Tyree. And it's going on 6 years now, actually.
Avila also believed Squirrel was involved in the drive-by. The night of the shooting, he gave investigators messages he says showed Squirrel was out to get him. Avila provided us copies of those social media messages. This string of recalled messages were pictures Avila said Squirrel sent him 2 months before the drive-by. Pictures of Squirrel flashing guns. Avila told us these text bubbles show Squirrel's messages to Tariq Adams, the other victim in the 2020 shooting. Adams tells Squirrel he moved away from Pageland. His life's going great, and I never made a decision to leave because of fear. I got money, a home, cars. Squirrel's reply, "Man, I'm happy you got money. You done lived long enough, man. It's your time." Noah Avila, by the way, is the same Noah Avila from the 2020 armed robbery and shooting, where investigators charged Squirrel with trying to kill him and Tyreek Adams. Squirrel was out of jail on bond at that time with orders from the judge to have no contact with either victim. The shooting that brought Sheriff Cambo Streater and details of the prosecution right into Squirrel's living room in January 2024.
And then he says,
No.
Chucky Robinson and the sheriff mentioned Noah Avila's name 24 times in the Robinson family secret recording.
That ain't what that Tyreek said.
And Tyreek's name was called 18 times. The sheriff even told the Robinsons what the victims told his investigators.
I've just reviewed the file, and I know what Tyreek said in his statement.
Information right out of the sheriff's office case file, facts and evidence Squirrel's attorney hadn't yet gotten through discovery.
They should just send it back and say we're not prosecuting that way. We get charged and dismissed. That's what ought to happen.
But for some reason, in the 5 weeks between his secret meeting with the Robinsons,
You don't look that bad, man. Man, they make out like he John Dillinger. Everything happened. Squirrel did it.
and the SLED interview, the sheriff seemed to change his attitude about Squirrel.
He's bad news, and I told Chucky this.
The sheriff's statements in the secret recording also dragged Chesterfield County's top solicitor and a state investigator into SLED's investigation.
I can tell you what, there's some people that are scared of this case. The solicitor said he didn't think it was a good case.
That solicitor is Kennard Redmond.
Kennard told me he didn't think Squirrel should have been charged. I said, why'd you send it to Columbia? If that's what you think,
Why send it down there?
be a man and call it like it is. And drop the charges. Yeah. Because that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get charges dropped. Right. Now, if there's more, they might have some stuff in the way I ain't found yet.
Again? Because I just want to make sure that my ears are not deceiving me.
That secret recording also earned Senior Deputy Solicitor Kennard Redmond an interview with SLED.
Did you tell Sheriff Streater that the case, it wasn't a good case?
I, in no uncertain terms, have ever told Sheriff Streater or anyone that it is not a good case.
Sheriff Streater made a comment that he was trying to get the case dismissed.
I heard that.
But he never.
As mad as I am right now, I mean, I'm not gonna lie on the man. As mad as I am right now, he never gave me that impression that he wanted it dismissed.
Okay.
He never said anything along those lines. He just said he wanted to get it back. He was worried that there were some deficiencies in the investigation, and that he wanted to be able to take another look at it. None of this is true. Good grief, man. Furious, disappointed. Those are the two emotions right about now.
The sheriff also told the Robinsons he wouldn't stop pursuing Redmond until he got answers, and even thought about jumping Redmond at a funeral.
Earlier this week, I was going to meet with Kennard, and I wasn't going to leave his office until he called the Attorney General's office himself, and me sitting in his office. I ain't believing what anybody tells me right now, but I didn't do it, and the reason is that girl died that worked Angie. And Angie worked with Kennard, and I went to the funeral yesterday evening, and Kennard cried like a baby. Yeah. And she worked with him for 17 years. So this wasn't the time for me to give Kennard a hard time, and I'm going to.
When did your assistant pass away?
She died on January 6th. And he's right about one thing. I cried like a baby. But that was my right and left hand. That's the only thing he said that he's right about.
I got a friend of mine on the inside at the AG's office. He's an investigator, and there ain't but two there. I've already talked to the case man. I told him all the stuff that's wrong about this case. And he said, that fellow shouldn't have been charged.
I can tell you in 27 years, I've never been involved in something like this. And I know I didn't do anything wrong, but I know how reputations get put around, and this is my reputation that I've built for 27 years that could be tarnished. and I don't want that.
AG investigator Matt Ellis is that friend the sheriff claimed he had on the inside.
I had no in-depth conversation about it, you know.
So you didn't know what his reasons were talking to you about this case. He just...
Yeah, yes.
Did you go up to Chesterfield specifically to talk to Cambo about this case?
I did not. And I can show you documentation of why I was in Chesterfield.
Ellis gave SLED his travel and internal office records showing why he went to the sheriff's office in the first place. He was there to pick up evidence in a murder case he was working. The sheriff spotted him in the parking lot and brought up the Squirrel case file. A case file the AG's office didn't even have at the time.
Did he ask you to do anything nefarious, to influence the case?
I don't know.
Did you do anything to influence the case?
We don't have a case but no, hell no.
All right.
Lord have mercy.
He said something about that he had asked you about interviewing Squirrel.
To my knowledge, that joker's not asked me one question about interviewing about that case, period.
Wayne Jordan was the sheriff's lead investigator in the 2020 shooting investigation.
Did you know that he was talking with Chucky about the case?
Heck no, I had no flipping clue that was going to happen. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my whole entire life, Jared. What would cause him to want to go sit at the man's house?
After SLED closed its investigation, we asked the sheriff for an interview, but he would not schedule one. Instead, he sent us a statement. I do not have any interest in continuing to belabor this matter. It has been reviewed and investigated by the appropriate authorities, and I fully participated because I have nothing to hide. I appreciate the work put into this by SLED and the subsequent review by the 15th Circuit Solicitor's Office. But that statement didn't go far enough. It didn't answer whether the sheriff feels any responsibility for that drive-by at Noah Avela's home, or whether the sheriff was working to protect the people of Chesterfield County, Squirrel, or himself.
Sheriff's Department.
We found the sheriff at a county council meeting in June. He got up in the middle of the meeting, made a beeline for the door, and headed straight for his patrol truck.
I've sent you a letter on that, so I'm done talking about it.
You said the SLED investigation answered the questions, and we have several that SLED did not.
Well, you need to ask SLED then.
Did you go?
You need to ask SLED.
Well, it's you. The story's about you. Did you go to Chucky Robinson's house to fix some political damage?
I told you. Send it to me in writing.
No, we're not going to do that. We want to talk to you.
Didn't ask anybody to drop the charges. Look at the charges. Look at the charges and look at the evidence. I know that's not my best moment. Got caught up in the situation a little bit, but I mean, I've been passionate about the fact that, no matter how bad a guy is, 2 attempted murder charges. I mean, that's pretty tough. And if he did it, he did it. If he did it, and you could convict him. I was trying to help somebody. Should I have done it like I've done it? No, it was stupid. But as stupid it was against the law, we didn't let him off jail.
And perhaps the most important unanswered question in all of this, the impact on the state of South Carolina's prosecution of Devonta Squirrel Robinson.
Devonta has pending charges.
Yes.
What effect could this recording have on those charges?
Depending on the independent evidence in the case, but it could have a devastating effect. Any defense attorney is going to put him up as a defense witness. And that was actually my first thought when I heard about the existence of this tape. The sheriff is going to end up being a defense witness.
The state's investigation into Sheriff Cambo Streater is officially closed, and so is the decision on whether he broke the law. SLED sent its case file to the 15th Circuit Solicitor's Office for a decision on charging the sheriff with obstruction of justice, misconduct in office, and bribery. In a 9-page letter, Solicitor Jimmy Richardson declined to charge the sheriff, finding the SLED investigation uncovered insufficient evidence beyond a reasonable doubt to prove that the sheriff was acting with corrupt intent. Although some of the comments made by Streater are very concerning and their impact on the pending charges have yet to be determined. Richardson's office is also prosecuting the 2020 attempted murder armed robbery cases against Squirrel, but nothing's publicly happened in that prosecution since the solicitor got it more than a year ago. I asked the solicitor when he expects to take this to trial, but his office told me they have no idea. Squirrel was arrested back on July 27th from the shooting in Pageland, and he's been jailed ever since. He's facing a bond revocation hearing in the next few weeks, which, if his bond is revoked, there's a chance he could be held in jail until all his pending charges are tried. Stay tuned. It could take a long time before the story of the prosecution of Devonta Squirrel Robinson is finished.